Okay, today we're going to see a really cheap and really nice meal. 2 sausages are going to feed a family of 4 in a nice pasta dish. We're going to need a cup of chicken stock. Use whatever cube or stock you have. Some carrot, just been cut in half and sliced. Some sliced celery. Tiny little cheap green pepper. If you can't get them cheap, don't use them. And an onion sliced. Some pasta. I've got a pot on with water, and we're ready to start. Okay, so I've got a hot pan. Put a little bit of oil in. I'm going to drop our 2 sausages in. I've cut them and taken the skin off. Now all we're going to do is mash them down, smash them out, fry them off till they're fully fried with a little bit of texture. So we'll come back in a minute. Okay, I never mentioned, but it's pork sausage I've used. You can use whatever you want, but pork, because of the sweetness of the fat, lends itself to this better than beef. So we're going to add in the sliced onion, and we're just going to cook this a little bit to take away that harshness. I'm also going to add, because I've been out and raided the wife's garden, a sage leaf, a piece of rosemary, a piece of oregano and some thyme. Now if you haven't got them, use a pinch of mixed herbs. In a second I'll try and find where I put the bay leaves, and I'll put 1 bay leaf in as well. And we're just going to cook this out for say 2 minutes. Okay, I've got a pot of boiling water over here that I'm cooking some conchiglie pasta. You can use any pasta you like. I just happen to have a half bag of shells there. So we've got this. The onions have lost that nasty smell. They're starting to soften. So we're going to put our chicken stock in. There we go. Now we're going to put in the vegetables, the carrots, the celery and the pepper. Look, if you want to put a chilli in, by all means go for it. It's entirely down to you. I like a chilli, but I'm doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I don't think the wife would like a chilli in her breakfast. I would. I'll put in some black pepper. We will add some salt later, but we'll see how it tastes, because I've got salt in the water we're cooking the pasta in already. And the chicken stock's got a bit of salt in it. So we just let that simmer for a few minutes and let the vegetables cook down a bit. Okay, the pasta is 3/4 cooked. It's not fully cooked. I've taken out the herbs. Also, I didn't mention earlier, I forgot, but we're going to add a knob of butter to it. So, pasta's only 3/4 cooked, so we're going to let it finish in the sauce. Now, don't strain the pasta, lift it over and allow some of the salty water that's got the starch in it through. It will help to give a nice texture to the sauce at the end. We just put these over, and then we're going to cook it for about the last 5 minutes in this sauce, and it'll absorb the flavour, thicken up and become yummy. Just going to add a little more seasoning. I've just tasted it. It does need a little bit of salt. Good hit of pepper. That's just spice for the day. Nice bit, as usual, nice bit of sea salt, not chemicals. Now in this last process of cooking, it will absorb some liquid, and you do want some, so just keep adding every now and then if you need it, a little bit of the starchy water from the cooking of the pasta. Otherwise, because you don't want this to be dry. The flavour comes from a nice stock, and the flavour of the vegetables and a little bit of butter thickening. So, tiny bit more water. You kind of want it somewhere like that. Can you see? And you can see that it's starting to thicken up a little bit with the pasta in it. So now we're just going to add the last ingredient, which is a nice knob of butter, and just stir that in slowly so it becomes like an emulsified sauce. There we go, it's just about in. And you can see how nice and creamy and sticky that sauce is. And that's it. We just let that sit for a second and let the last of it get absorbed. This is a mixture of Italian and French foods, but it holds true with Scottish sausages as well. So we'll just serve that up. And then I'll get a nice picture for it. There we go. Try it, enjoy.